Hello everyone, once again welcome to my Oet channel. Today in this video I am going to tell you something regarding the introduction part of Oet letter. So as you know that we have different types of Oet letters, and according to the content we have to manipulate our introduction. So introduction is the most important part of an Oet letter because it contains exactly what you are going to write it in the remaining part, like the present medical paragraph, social paragraph, and recommendation paragraph, especially the present and the recommendation paragraphs. So I can sum up like this. So this is just like the concise manner of your complete letter. Okay, so once if you write a letter wrongly in the introduction, I mean the introduction, if it is wrong, your complete B score will be spoiled. So it can ends up with C or C plus. But most probably everybody used to get low score because of the present medical paragraph, but at the same time the introduction part is very much important. So example, I can tell you that for our non-case letter, the present medical paragraph is something different. You could not mention anything which is not by the reader. The same time the introduction paragraph also have to like visualize in such a way that it is particular non-case. How we can start, like, I'm writing to update you the current health status, or I am writing to update you the health status of. That means it is a particular non-case letter, that is, it's updating. You are giving some additional information to the reader, it's not a new one. That means the resident or the patient is not a new to the reader. So another one more thing, like example, if you have two or more conditions in your letter that have to be clearly mentioned in the introduction paragraph. Example, if you have the patient with the two conditions like Parkinson disease and bunion, like right foot bunion, we have one letter, exam letter. So that one should be clearly mentioned in the introduction that this patient has Parkinson and he's scheduled for bunionectomy. Otherwise, the patient has UTI and Alzheimer's disease. Something you have, there is no correlation, but you are going to write in detail about these two conditions, but you have to mention it in the introduction. That means he is recovering from urinary tract infection and has advanced symptoms of Alzheimer's disease, something like that. So these everything have to be mentioned in the introduction paragraph. And how you will write the introduction paragraph, there should be three particular things in introduction usually. The first thing is like you're introducing the patient, like I am writing to update, or I am writing to refer, or I am writing to discharge, or like you are giving the complete name of the patient. And sometimes you can connect this with the condition, like I am writing to refer Mr. John Matthew, who has advanced stage of Alzheimer's disease. So you will connect with the condition. Sometimes you can just correlate with any one person, like if it is a behalf letter, like I am writing on behalf of Mrs. Elizabeth, on behalf of or I'm writing on behalf of Mrs. Elizabeth for her husband Mr. John Matthew, something. So you can correlate with the person in case of behalf letter as well, or you can correlate with the requirement also, like I'm writing to refer Mr. John Matthews for like supportive services, something. Okay, so either you can connect or you can just write like a separate sentence for the introduction. And the second one, the first one, you introduce the patient with the complete name. The second one, the conditions. The condition have to be clearly mentioned. If it is recovering or recuperating, so you can use for surgery, like post-surgical cases, you can write recuperating as well. And some students used to ask whether I need to write has or is recovering. So is recovering you can use most probably for a short-term condition like UTI or like infection, any active infection. So you can just write he is recovering from, or after the surgery also you can write he is recovering from laparotomy, or he is recovering from appendectomy, or recuperating from appendectomy. So these two synonyms you can use there. But if you have like a long-term condition, you should not use recovering from, you have to use has, or you can write who has advanced stage of Alzheimer's, or who has advanced stage of cancer, or something. You can use some specific words to enhance the condition instead of recovering. So you have to be careful when you use the word recovering or recuperating. Okay, so that's for a short-term condition. So if it is a long-term condition, you have to see if it is aggravating condition, or if it is advancing condition, or it's just like just it started like acute condition, or it's a chronic condition. According to the duration, you can select the terms. Okay, so another one more thing, everybody used to have this mistake when selecting or choosing the diagnosis. It should be recent medical condition. Okay, so I could say that like unconsciousness, of course it will not comes under a diagnosis. It's I mean it's a scenario, just a scenario or event. So you should not write like who is diagnosed with unconsciousness. Okay, so you could not write, you can just write maybe there is no condition. You could not write any condition, means you can just, it's like a non-condition, means you can write who had an episode of unconsciousness. Okay, so that's a term you have to differentiate when you choose the medical condition, like a recent medical condition. Like example, if the patient had slurred speech, or unconsciousness, or weakness, or like increased BP or whatever, but after diagnostic evaluation he or she was diagnosed with like partial stroke, or hemiparesis, or stroke in any of these arteries or something like that, that is the recent condition, recent medical condition, that is a stroke. Okay, so the specific stroke, that is the thing you have to write it in the present medical paragraph. But the remaining the symptoms you can write it, mention it in the present medical paragraph, not in the introduction. So introduction is specific. That means it's a concise manner, but it should contain everything. We can just tell it's like a cover of a nutshell. Something it's a cover. I can just tell you like it's a cover of the book. That means if you see the front cover, you can identify that what is the content inside, right? So that's the introduction. It's just like a covering of your, or cover of your concise or conclusion of your letter. Another one more correlation is there, I will tell you. I don't know, many of many of the students have confusion to write effective, how to write effectively the introduction. It's a simple advice that you can just think for a minute what is exactly what you're going to write it in your present medical paragraph. That is the concise manner of your recent medical condition. And what we are going to write in detail in recommendation paragraph, that is the concise part in the introduction. That's a requirement. Okay, so the condition have to be expanded in present medical paragraph, and the requirement have to be expanded in recommendation paragraph. So the requirement is the concise part. Example, if you want to write all medical management, like medication, BP check, or medication, like medication management, BP management, or lifestyle management, recommendations of follow-up advice, something like that, related to everything is related to medical. In a simple way, you can write continued care, or follow-up care, or ongoing care. And if you're writing to a doctor, you can just write assessment. He or she requires further assessment and management. So in the recommendation paragraph, what you are going to write is completely the explanation of this requirement. Okay, so this is the correlation. Just you can think what you are going to write it in the present medical paragraph, concise, and write it in a simple term like follow-up care, continued care, further assistance, or rehabilitative care, ongoing care, supportive care, supportive guidance. So the term should be concised in the introduction, and what you are writing in the recommendation paragraph, it should be concised in the what is the care you are going to write in the recommendation paragraph, it should be concise in the requirement. Okay, and what you are going to write in the present medical paragraph, everything how to be concise in the condition. So this is the two correlations between the introduction and remaining letters. So if you can identify clearly these two, means your introduction will not be fault. The third one, it is the discharge status. It's not mandatory to write, but if example, if it is related to any surgery, it is good that you can mention that he or she is scheduled for the surgery on this date. Or example, if he or she is going to discharge after 2 days, it's better to mention it in the introduction, or after 2 days. So example, today is the discharge date, so most probably you can mention it in the present medical paragraph, but you can mention it in in the introduction as well. Like, he is said to be discharged today, he is being discharged today. Or in the present medical paragraph, you can write, today he is ready to be discharged, therefore further attention from your service is essential for his well-being. So that sentence, you can use it as a conclusion of your present medical paragraph, like the last sentence. If you didn't write the discharge status in the introduction, you can use this sentence at the end of the present medical paragraph, but it should not be a repetition. If you already mentioned in the introduction that he is being discharged today, again, no need to write the same sentence in the present medical paragraph. Okay, so the repetition should not be there, because it will affect your presentation. So these are the things you have to keep it in mind when you write the introduction. So introduction is not a simple matter. It is a concise form of your letter, and the complete name of the resident or patient should be mentioned there. The condition, the reason, present medical condition have to be mentioned. It can be one or more than one, or it's a surgery, or it's recovering surgery, or it's a scheduled for surgery, or whatever. The medical condition have to be mentioned. It's not the symptoms. Okay, it's not the symptoms at all. And the next one is a requirement. Requirement should be in a concise manner, like a care, follow-up care, ongoing care, continued care, assessment, further management, intervention, or what are the things it should be related to your recommendation paragraph. And the next one is the discharge status. It's not mandatory, but you can mention if it is required, like specific date, after 2 days, or 1 week, or scheduled surgery on this day, or something like that. You can just mention the discharge status as well. So only these matters should be there in your introduction, not more than that. So if you write more than 3 sentences, of course you have to double check whether you added any other, like extra or additional unnecessary points in the introduction. So it should be minimum 3 sentences. Okay, and there are changes in the like behalf letter and non-case letter. Like, I'm writing to update you the health status of so and so on. So that is a non-case letter. And if it is behalf letter, you can write like, I am writing on behalf of this person for his or her husband or wife or daughter or son or whatever. So these are the 2 changes you have to keep it in your mind when you write something different, or else the pattern is more or less same. Everybody used to write, I'm writing to refer, or the purpose of this letter is to there are different types of sentence constructions in the introduction. But if you study something easy way, you will not get any confusion to start. Like, the easy thing is the purpose of this letter is to refer so and so on, or I'm writing to refer. That's all. But for non-case, don't forget to start with, I'm writing to update you. Okay, so these all are the points you have to keep it in your mind when you write introduction in all types of IT letter. So I hope this video is helpful for you. If you want to see more videos or the specific type of letter, like letter to nurses, letter to doctors, letter to physiotherapist or occupational therapist, or non-case letters, recent exam question and answers, you can see my playlist. Is in that playlist you can see even speaking, writing, some common tips, and some listening parts and reading tips. Few informational videos are there, so you can scroll and you can get enough informations, and I will keep the link for my the WhatsApp channel and the Telegram group in the description. You can go there, or else if you want to select any specific videos, you can see in that description as well. I have given the link for specific videos. You can select there. And if you want to get assistance for online classes, I have a small academy with a few expert tutors, and you can choose the classes according to your flexible time. And if you want to enroll with our online courses, you can WhatsApp in the given WhatsApp number I have given in the description as well. And if you don't have any time to attend classes, and if you want to do self-preparation with the guides, I have guides for all 4 modules. If you are in India, I can send to through courier, or if you are outside India, the courier charges are applicable. Or if you have any friends in India, those who can bring the courier with you, it's okay, we can send to them. So if there is any questions or queries, feel free to message me in WhatsApp or in YouTube, as well as in Telegram group. Okay, so we will see with another one informative video. Until then, bye, take care.